back to another Menu Monday. I just finished editing the clips for this week. You know, last week it was all about chicken. Well, from the intro you probably figured out this week it's pork and beef. I hope you enjoy them. So I made this back in September, but it was a crock pot meal, and I just need something very simple, very easy, and I was using things that I had in the pantry. So this is a 3-ingredient chili. I've put the hamburger in to cook. I'm doing some cornbread on the side. This is just Jiffy, just follow the directions. Okay, now the hamburger's cooked. I'm going to drain it. There wasn't a lot of grease, but I like to drain anything that's in there. Now all you do is you add your canned vegetables, which is chili beans, undrained, and then diced tomatoes. Calls for with green chilies. I don't think these had green chilies in them. I can't remember. I had actually made this last week and I was just raiding the pantry. Now you could also put some chili seasoning in here. I just didn't. I was, like I said, I was doing it really quick and it turned out super. I think it was less than 30 minutes for both of these. I didn't get it plated, but there's a picture of it finished, and here are your ingredients. If you need something quick and simple, give this one a try. This is a recipe that Big Daddy and I absolutely love. I'm surprised I've not filmed it before, but here it is for you. So I put the brats in the pan with 2 12-ounce beers. Big Daddy picked the light beers this time. Usually we do a heavier beer, but whatever you like. We're not beer drinkers, so we don't really have a preference. You're going to cook these on medium-high for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that way they absorb the flavor. I do usually purchase the brats that say beer brats, so that I think they have some flavor, but they turn out just the same. Now you're going to take the brats, and usually we cook them on the grill, but Big Daddy wasn't home from work, and I have this pan that's kind of like on the stove grill. So that's what I use, and then I put the french fries in the Emeril Lagasse oven. Now to make the beer cheese, you put 1 cup of beer in a pan with 8 ounces of cream cheese and 2 cups of shredded cheddar. And you just let that all melt together. Alright, so here's the cheese all melted. Here's your bratwurst completely cooked through. And our french fries. And I've got some buns toasting in the oven. Here's a finished plate. I hope you try it. And that cheese is really good. You can save it for other things. For today's taco bake, the first thing I'm going to do is chop up the onion that's required. We're going to brown the pork sausage. And this gave this meal a really good flavor. We're just breaking up the sausage best we can right here. And then we're going to add in the onions. Alright, and you just want to make sure everything gets cooked through. And then once that's done, we'll start adding the other ingredients. I will have them listed at the end of this clip. Also, ingredients and directions on our website, rvlifeintheusa.com, as always. We're going to get all this mixed up, then we'll cover it and let it sit so all the flavors can combine. And the last step is to put it in the oven. Now this is going to cook at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Alright, we got our chips in first, and then our cheese. And now for the meat. And then you just repeat the layers. The recipe only calls for 2 cups of cheese. I've already used the 2, but I did use a little extra to top it. But you'll see I don't put cheese on this next layer. So just a little topping of cheese, and then we'll get this ready for the oven. And I'm going to top this with foil. And then in she goes. Now once it was cooked, I let it cool down a little bit and then cut it. And it was really good. I love the sausage in this. It made a big difference. Here are your ingredients. I hope you give it a try. Another all-time favorite of ours is cabbage rolls. Now I usually boil the cabbage on the stove, but I thought the Instant Pot has to be easier. I guess the last time I made these, I didn't even own an Instant Pot. That shows you how long ago it was. And I had forgotten about these because I've been looking up for new things, but I've never posted this before. So I just put about 1.5 cups of water in the Instant Pot, put the cabbage in there, and set it for 5 minutes. I did let it sit without doing a quick release for quite some time because I was busy doing something else, but it turned out perfect. We're now going to get the other ingredients together, so I'm going to break up some saltine crackers. And I'm also cooking rice on the stove. This doesn't really, the original recipe did not call for cooked rice, but often I found it was a bit crunchy and I didn't like it, so I changed my directions so that I would cook the rice ahead of time, and I suggest that to you also. We're going to cut up our green peppers. And we're putting everything here into a large bowl. Now for the tomato sauce, the rice, crackers, onion stick mix, and whisked egg. Again, all the ingredients at the end of this clip and on the website rbliveintheusa.com, and that's where you'll find the directions to follow also. Now we're just going to crumble in the hamburger. And now we're going to give this a good mix. Alright, now we're going to peel the leaves off. It says you need 12. I just peel off as many good looking leaves as I can until it gets down to the nitty gritty. And I do save the rest of the cabbage. I froze it and the rest of the meat so that if one night I want something easy, quick, and simple, I can pull out the cabbage that was left and just chop it up, put the meat in there, and sort of make it like a casserole. I'm just going to spray the crock pot. And we're doing 1/3 of a cup of meat and then rolling them up and putting them in there. And it does, you know, say to cut out that hard core in the center, which is what I'm doing. I even saved the cores with the leftover cabbage. Nothing was wasted. It's all going into another meal. And it does say to salt to taste, but I didn't use any salt in this. These have so much flavor, but that's optional for you. And you can also use grated Parmesan cheese after they're cooked, but I didn't do that either. Like I said, we just love it the way it is. And I'm just cleaning up here and bagging up the rest of the meat. Okay, now we're going to add the tomato juice. This is a 46 ounce can. And then we're going to cover it. It says to cook it on low 6 to 7 hours. I think I did 6:30. And mine were perfectly cooked. Here are your ingredients. I hope you give it a try, and it goes such a long way. Well, I hope you enjoyed those meals. I hope you try some of them. They were all delicious. There's not one that I did not like. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you, and please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And we will see you next week for another Menu Monday. Have a great week, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye.